Okay, so I will just open the spectate in the Steam and it should be fine.
There's my deck code.
Okay, I will check it. So I see, like said, you try to stick with the neutral haven, right?
Yeah, since you also I played a bunch of games yesterday and tried out a few different decks, and I decided I just join the Masters with one of the best decks currently, and played a bunch of neutral haven then.
Yeah, neutral haven is really strong at the moment.
Yeah, it's another deck.
Okay, so I see the version you have, and honestly, I was playing a lot with a lot of neutral haven and also with other train yesterday, and the version that worked for me the best was the one that was used in TLCG. So instead of Noble Fangs and Uriel, you would just play 2 Wise Mermans. So by doing so,
I'm always open for more one-drops. But instead of Noble Fangs and I cut the Lyria.
Yeah, the 4-drop that to fetch the Uriel, the Angel, the golden one. Because Noble Fangs isn't kinda great. No Uriel. Uriel.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, Uriel, okay.
Yeah, my pronunciation sucks.
Yeah, it was a bit. I was like, what? And yeah, actually, thinking about it, I barely get a chance to put on Uriel.
Yeah, the Uriel, the 2-mana Angel is perfect, but the 4-mana Angel is kinda clunky most of the times, and sometimes it can break a lot. The other thing is, the Mermans really brings out some openings that may be present in the games. So when you are going first, or even if you are going second, when you have Angel of the Ward, you can then freely play your Merman, because then it allows you to just ping something that kills Merman. And the other line of play is that when you play Goblin and you have Merman, you can trade with a 2-drop. So it's just better on the long run with the efficient trades in the early game. Other than that is really worked for me and for other people. So right now there's still 2 weeks till the expansion release, so I believe it's gonna be a really good one.
I did the other games I played yesterday. I just kept the stats for it. Well, I can't say this. Not I actually don't really like that deck so much, but what you gonna do?
Okay, so right now we can just go into ranks, and then I will try to see and comprehend the questions that were there earlier. Okay, SSC for the random notes, it's fine. Because, well, the book and the tips, they're not meant to be, like, read in 1 hour and then you are all know.
Yeah.
Obviously, these are the things that you just read one part, then try to comprehend it, understand it, make the action, then you read another one. Just take your steps slowly. And it will come in to fruition later.
I already have a question about the mulligan phase with Stormhaven. Am I supposed to hard mulligan for the Lion, since I also have a lot of 2-drops anyways? Or should I hard mulligan for the Lion? I would actually mulligan everything here to get a 1-drop as well.
Okay,
and
so
I have so many 2-drops, and also I'm second, so I draw 2 cards anyways. Well, 3 cards on my second turn.
Yeah, that's true, but that also gives you ability to break, and you are playing versus Sword. So on this one, you would keep Feria and Angel of the Ward, because in some scenarios you will break, so you will not draw the cards you want, you will draw something more expensive, and by keeping Feria and Angel, you already are certain that you will have turn number 2, turn number 3. Like, skipping a turn is gonna be more, it's gonna be bad for you, instead of just not hitting the perfect curve. As for Lion, if you have him in your opening hand, that's perfectly fine. But if you don't, then it's still the principle with the neutral decks that you just cannot skip a turn in the early game. If you skip turn 1, that's okay, because 1-drops are not that important. But if you skip a turn number 2 or turn number 3, that's gonna really make your tempo bad.
Alright.
Okay, and the thing right now that you did with the Goblin. Goblin wasn't a good play, but you had Angel of the Ward, so it was fine. Like, that's the only scenario that you have to remember. So if you do not have Angel of the Ward and you are going second, playing a 1-drop is not an option.
Really, I should just keep my 1-drop in that case then?
No, in that case you had Angel of the Ward, so it was fine. It
Yeah,
was
but if I don't have Angel of the Word and I go second, I should just keep my 1-drop in that case.
Yes, because if you play 1-drop, your opponent play 2-drop, and you play 2-drop. Then he's left with either attacking your 1-drop, so his 2-drop, usually it's 22, so it will survive, or he will trade you into your 2-drop. So anything your opponent would just trade into the 1-drop, and then your 2-drop can attack into his 2-drop. So you're 1 card behind, because you would lose your 1-drop just for nothing. So Angel of the Ward simply acts as a pinger, so it just propels the power and allows you to make trades. Same goes for Merman. If you got Merman, then playing a 1-drop is fine. But if you don't, then obviously it's making you go like 1 card down on the long run. Also, the other thing for Neutral Haven, it's really good at the moment because of the chest drops. So if you want to grind your chest drops, then, well, you just want efficient deck to do it so.
I will still evolve Feria, shouldn't I? Because of the sheer value.
Okay, so sheer value is really important right now, but you don't want to fall too much of it behind on the board. So it's still probably better to evolve Goblin and get rid of his cards on the board. Because right now he got 2 neutral cards, and obviously it's a neutral sword. It might be neutral sword, but he had Grimnir, so we can assume that it's neutral. So every neutral synergy like Alice, Rabbiter Attendant, and such, they will come in handy. So you would want to sacrifice a Goblin to get rid of the Bane creature. Because if you would still evolve the Feria, of course, all of your stuff would get buffed, but he's left with the Bane stuff, and this Bane dude can kill any creature on your board, and let's assume that he would get Alice. So with the help of Alice, he could kill Goblin, and then... or kill Goblin, or Goblin Princess, like any other card he wanted, and it would still be a lot of pain for the board. In terms of sheer stats, obviously the Feria was the best, but in this case you just want to have a board control. Like Sword can burst you down from like a lot of damage. So you just don't want to allow this to happen. Especially because you have no March Hearty time, which is superior in trading versus Sword.
Actually, I should have just used my Angel of the on the Word on the Heart Guardian instead, trade my Goblin and probably evolve this.
Yeah, you can play Goblin, and, well, you can also trade with the Heart Guardian. And the problem is, you didn't hit any of your enablers. I mean, that's not a problem, like, it's not on your part, it's on the part of the draw. Because this deck really relies on getting either the Eagleman or Lion of the Golden City. Like, these are the 2 cards that just allow the deck to be explosive. Because then you have turns where you can play minions for free. And then, obviously, with Lion, there are also amulets for free. So, there's a lot of inherited synergies. And right now the sword is just getting control. Double console, and now Luminous Mage. That's really bad.
This. The chance of me winning is really low now.
Yeah, I would say they are super low because he will get additional free evolution point from the Luminous Mage. Because you have no way to stick it to the board, like, it will not survive. I mean, it will survive, like, your creatures won't survive the onslaught. Worst case scenario, he already got a commander on the board, so it's already plenty of them, and just by evolving a commander like Luminous Knight, he can trade with the Luminous Mage into your Goblin, then with the other dude into your Unica, and then you are left with Gilgamesh, which is kinda bad as a finisher at the moment, because, well, your opponent is 20, you're at 22. So that's a game over.
I mean, I don't like surrendering. That's something I never do. But trading into his Limitless Mage will leave him with nothing. I probably have to take the risk and just kill his Unica with my Gilgamesh, just so I have something on the board.
Well, you can do it, but worst case scenario, will just die anyway. Because, well, it's Sword. Sword have 3 cards. He only needs to deal 1 damage to you, so he won't care about the Gilgamesh. Even if you were to kill him with Gilgamesh, it would still take you like 4 turns, so 4 attacks. So the best way is probably to concede right now, like there is nothing to be gained.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sometimes it will be a scenario like this, where it's impossible. This is one of this. Also, the fact that he was going first gave him quite an advantage.
Shadowverse at its finest.
Both of you were playing the creature matchup. And obviously creature matchup, well, you have chance with the neutral hidden, like, it's one of these decks where by going second you can still win, but it requires Lion, Eagleman, or March Party Time. Like, these are the cards that allow you to make 2 for 1.
Exactly, I got like nothing of my good evolves.
And despair all you know? Mother, father, come on!
Okay, this hand isn't that good. Only 2 drops.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, when you have the choice to play a 2-drop, more likely than not, you will always play Unica on the turn 2. Because she does nothing count evil for all of the others, obviously.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I have stuff that can be done. Okay, as for the question, because I saw that are people skilled between something like 3,000, 8,000? Well, it's not different too much. I mean, there is a difference between player who is like 50,000 and player who is 5,000. But like 10,000 difference, that's nothing, like even in 5,000 right here. So the skill cap usually, it's not different, like people are still getting these levels just by sheer grinding, because it's not that hard, especially right now. Like right now is the moment where these points don't matter at all, because a lot of people, yeah, like your opponent, in Master and Grandmaster, they will just surrender because they didn't see a chest. So...
Oh yeah, I heard that a lot of people surrender now because they would just want to farm chests and stuff.
Yeah, so that's like the other reason why the scores right now are really misshaped, and when someone is, for example, low on Masters or Grandmaster already and he doesn't care about the 10,000, because, well, some people will grind and try to get the top 10,000 to get rewards, but people who do not grind, well, they will just surrender for the chests, because they want to farm them. It's only like 5 chests a day, so anyone wants to get their share of the free stuff.
Oh, I hope this is Dimension Shift, because I think even against Dimension Shift I'm still playing kind of too much on the value, maybe.
Well, versus Dimension Shift,
Nah, it's not.
you should be easy. But your mana curve looks really good. As for going first, you get 2-drop, 3-drop, Alice is a 4-drop, so superior one.
These are my best work.
And let's see if you have anything that can shoot for 1, because this is the scenario that's like the most common trait right now that's going on the turns 1-2 with the 1-drops. If he doesn't play something that shoots for 1, so Angelic Snipe, Magic Missile, or any cards of sorts, or Grimir, but Grimir right now doesn't cut it. Your Unica effectively killed, took 2 units, and he even made like your opponent just misplayed badly, and you can see that because he should kill the Kaiser.
Oh yeah, I would have done the same. Killing the Kaiser because of Alice.
Not only Alice, but also more health points on the board.
These are my best work.
He just messed up badly.
My boss works us to the bone.
Shall I
Done for.
play Goblin, Carrot, or Actress? I mean, actually Marcharis would be the best strike just because I clear both of his things. Even if the other play gives me a lot more value, but then he gets a free trade with his Lyria. So yeah, Marcharis it is.
Okay, so Marchcar would be good, but playing Carrot, Goblin, and Feria gives you better board, because Carrot is already a 3-3, Goblin is a 2-3, and if you evolve Feria, Feria is gonna become 5-5. So with Feria,
And I can guess fear one.
yeah, with Feria you can even kill Uriel. The Carrot is gonna be a 4-4, and the Goblin is gonna be a 3-4. So all in all, you will have a board that is simply better than your opponent board, and you will also change down the cost of the Lion, like down to 3. So the next turn you will be able to do a lot of things, like for a low cost of mana. And also the fact that the Witch of Sweets will only be able to kill Feria, like that's the only target, and then he will get 1 evolution point. So
You don't need a mage, probably.
we'll see. Even if he does Levy Mage, then he's not able to kill both targets, because the Crimson Sorcery won't be enough. It's only 3 points of damage, so he can't kill either Goblin or Carrot. Like that's why, even though the March card would be good, the Feria was just better, because you have more board presence. You have 3 creatures right now instead of 1, and even though he would have 0 on his board, his single evolution would be all it takes to take back the board. And right now, it's not gonna be enough.
Show's over. Focus on your inferno.
Or maybe this, because he got some techs. But, well, doesn't matter for now.
Here's another thing I'm wondering about. He has a lot more cards than me. If I put down Lion now with Beast Colaria, should I still evolve like the Lion or something to clear his Goblin Breaker and keep my bird safe, or should I just clear the board and save the evolution point? I mean, you told me that evolution points are really, really important, but I don't know about his card advantage.
Okay, so right now, this turn is really interesting, and it's only because you got Sector. So you're able to play Carrot, then you can play Lion, then you can play Marchcar from the Lion, and then if you evolve the Tin Soldier is a neutral, so the Sector will get his buffs. Like, that's the only scenario where you can get Sector buffed at the moment, and you will be left with only Biscalcaria on hand, but you will be also left with a really good board.
And I still evolve the Marchar Resurrect.
Yeah, you have to evolve Marchcar, because if you do not evolve the Marchcar, the Sector will not activate, because Sector like requires the Tin Soldier. That's the only neutral that costs 5 or more. And also the other thing with the Tin Soldier is the fact that obviously his evolution point is worth more. So you can just shoot 3 into your opponent's face and then trade. Oh wow.
Fuck, I must lie. I know that some people use the evolution point in his face because the Tin Soldier will just die anyways, but I was thinking again about Leonidan Mage and the ping damage as well as the evolve of it. So I was thinking to just like save the... Like now he can't actually clear the Tin Soldier, just the Lion.
Okay, but right now it doesn't also matter if he's able to clear or not, because there might be some cards, like for example Mutagenic Bolt. And if you would get hit by Mutagenic Bolt, then you would just waste damage. So Tin Soldier would be a 5-2, that's fine, but also the thing is you have to raise your opponent. That's the thing you asked like before, what about the card advantage? Well, have way more cards than you in his hand, so you have to make up for the damage somehow. So sometimes taking a more risky trades, like going to his face with Tin Soldier, sometimes you have to recognize the patterns that are happening and just do it. And yeah, Carrot right now is better than Biscull, so that's a correct one, because you just want to pressure him.
Yeah.
But the game is
And I
probably
could always
over.
just draw Garuda next time.
Like, even if he would play Mutagenic Bolt, it's still 10 damage. So it would have to be Mutagenic Bolt and something else. But the game is probably over anyway.
No, to have I mean, neutral rune runs mutagenic bolt? Okay, I didn't know.
Some of them runs, because well, there are a lot of different builds, and one that was most popular was running Wizardress of Oz, just for refilling your hand, and then Mutagenic Ball, Dance of Death, and Demonic Strikes. Like, just these spells to get rid of some stuff that cannot be dealt with.
Oh, I have one. No, wait, they didn't.
Lands of marvels.
Rather an early one. Next turn. They don't have any heals.
Well, you did one. Oh. You just missed lethal, you know it.
Wait, what? I did? Fuck.
Yes, you did.
I was thinking maybe I had little bad.
You could sacrifice Carrot, Kai'Sa, and Carrot to the Grimnir. It would kill Grimnir, so we had 9 damage on the board, then play Garuda. And it's enough.
You're right.
Yeah, like, stuck while this happened, but... Because right now your opponent is at 1, so there's probably no chance that he can come back with, but...
Yeah, I only fucked the first line.
Yeah, but obviously, just
I
try
mean, it
to...
wasn't an easy to spot lethal, but still I missed lethal, that's right.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Or maybe it was easy to spot, I don't know.
Well, all you had to do was make room for Garuda on the board, and
Yeah.
you could just think about how you can trade the board and sneak Garuda into... Like, right now, it doesn't matter, because you had the match anyway, like one, but assuming the situation where, I don't know, maybe we'll play versus Dimension Shift, or versus deck that will just finish you off, or you would have less life, that might cost you a game, so always try to think how you can lethal your opponent in the situation where you're super close to lethal.
Do I keep the area in my hand in case I draw nothing else, or shall I
And despair all you know.
mulligan it as well for something more active?
No, you should mulligan area. Like, you don't keep, because you are playing versus Sword, you are going second. So, not only you are under the wall, because he will start playing his creature early, but also the thing that if he plays a creature and you play Biscalaria, you effectively did nothing. So, if you don't play a creature on the turn 2, you are not able to trade with his creature. Well, that's the case
right.
you want to avoid.
But here I can play the Wise Merman also because I have Angel of the Word in case he trades, or
Yes, you
should I
can.
not play him?
You should play him. Because then, well, the most common scenario, you play a 1-1, he plays a 2 and 2. Then you can play your 2 and 2 and your opponent. If he goes into the 1-1, then you got Angel. If he goes into the 2 and 2, that's fine. So, all in all, Merman will survive on the long run. And the other thing is, you got Alice. So, if Merman would survive, it still means the one unit would survive on the board. And that's what you want with her. Yeah, we can end it. Doesn't matter. He will heal anyway.
Until tomorrow, I'll dance. This is God's word.
Yeah, Cinderella is really strong, but at least he cannot play Sword Things right now. Unless he's gonna trade, play Sword Thing, and then play something else, but he's indicating that he's neutral biased.
I mean, Alice will be the first option, but I'm also thinking alongside Actress with Eagleman.
Yeah, Actress and Eagleman is fine.
Just Eagleman without Farrier?
No, I mean Actress and Eagleman are fine, like both of them. I mean, obviously there are a lot of things.
Still rather evolve Farrier in case he has
I bloom on
the round of night things and has his Bane follower.
Yeah, you still do Evolve Feria. I mean, well, Eagleman won't get buffed, but you want to kill his Feria, obviously. And Eagleman, as a 4-5, he can withstand the Cinderella, and if he plays something that kills an Eagleman, then the Cinderella will still hit on the Feria, so it will die eventually, anyway.
So I should evolve Eagleman. And Cinderella, if he trades into it, would still die.
No, you should evolve Feria, because then you have two creatures that will simply kill his creatures. I mean, both of them will be able to kill Cinderella, so...
Yeah, but I mean, it sounded like it would still be fine to evolve Eagleman because Cinderella is only 2 health, so if she will trade with Feria, it will be a 2/2 anyways. I mean, 2 alive and 2 attack damage.
No, it's better to evolve Feria, just to have more, like, better distribution of power on the board.
Variety. I know.
So you just have split power and defense on the board instead of packing it up onto one creature.
I'm just asking to see maybe my line of fuck is wrong and stuff because it's also, as I said, it was also what I would have done.
I mean, for this turn, there was also an option to play it with the Biscolaria, and then the next turn just play a Goblin into the Eagleman, but then your opponent could get out of advantage if you did not play Eagleman, so it's just better to go for the board presence, or even try to maintain one. Because he's still got 4 cards, and obviously he used his Shield of Flame, so that's a good one that he already used removal. But it doesn't look like he's in a good shape.
If he doesn't trade, I can punish. Yeah, I can't really punish him. Actually, I can punish him because if he evolves Lyriel, he won't get the rush from the evolve. Okay, trade.
And let's see if he trades Cinderella or not.
Yeah, Goblin Princess, obviously. Wait, it's just actually obviously because if he play, he can trade with his Merman into one of my 1/2s. Maybe I should just play Alice instead.
No, Goblin Princess is fine. Just play Goblin Princess, evolve Goblin, kill his Lyriel. Because Alice right now is still only a single creature, while Goblin Princess is obviously 3 creatures on the board, all of them will survive, and then there's a chance at least one of them will survive, also. So, Alice means she can buff them. Also, there is a chance that he won't kill the Goblin Princess, because he will be, I don't know, greedy to kill a Goblin or something, so then Sector can work.
Sector. Yeah. Yeah, he's going for the value, most likely. Good on me.
Kaiser is not that powerful right now, so...
I mean, I could have played Alice, but it makes no difference. Lyriel is way better. Also as an evolve.
Sure, we can play Sector, Lyriel, and Biscolaria and just evolve Lyriel. It's perfectly fine.
And then trade his bot in.
Yeah. So we will leave him with no evolution points and no board. So the game is gonna be yours. Or rather, it should be.
Well, you can always play a round of card nights into, how it's called. Not this turn, but the turn after, Rabbit the Attendant, to just drop him. To just drop him more cards.
Yeah, that's a chance, but right now we have a lot of creatures on the board, so we have
Okay,
2
never mind.
to 0, and...
Oh nice, I can just gear his bot again. I should do that, right? I mean, yeah, I should do that. But yeah, I should, obviously I can play Goblin King Alice now. Would you have done this, would you have also played Garuda on turn 8, if you could instead just play Alice and Goblin King?
On turn 8, Alice and Goblin King will be better, but it's turn 7, so Garuda is fine. So Garuda and clear his board. And then you are left with the Garuda 4/4, 4/2 Sector, 4/4 Tiger. That's a lot of power loading.
No, I gave up.
Oh, that's the reasonable thing to do in this situation.
Oh, I didn't even check my dailies today.
I should have foreseen this.
Oh yeah, let me reroll that real quick.
Yeah, sure. Check them out. So then you can reroll the ones that are not giving you enough gold. Yeah, the Dragoncraft mission for 20 is not something you want, I guess.
You got any chests yet?
No, I didn't.
No, me neither. I had a chance to get one yesterday, but I drew like the worst hand ever. I had to play Beast Calaria into Beast Calaria into some weird neutral heaven that had also White Witch, Swordman, and Tsubaki.
Oh, that sounds bad.
And I still lost because of the tempo.
Anyway, I still expect to get my chest because, well, I played like 5 games or something. That was only that. So. Oh, and you can win an epic chest, so.
Yeah.
Fighting and despair all you
According to Reddit, this is the one that gives you sleeves or emblem, so it would be awesome to get that. And you already got a really good hand, so that's another thing. That's,
Oh
really
my
good.
god, oh, I got a really good hand. I just need to draw an amulet now.
Yeah, amulet would just add fuel to your fire. But anyway, have a lot of stuff. You have 2 drop, obviously you have no turn 3, but looks like you also got the Eagleman, so it's also coming down, so you have 2 countdown cards perfectly.
I still drop Actress before Lyria.
Yeah, in this scenario you can drop actors. Because Luriel evolution is gonna be more important. Right now you have only 1 neutral card in your hand, and that's Luriel, so
Yeah, pretty much.
the Feria won't have too much of an effect, and she won't have too much.
Ooh. I think he, if he does that, he probably has something to say to me. Should I actually do the trade? He used Angel of the Word to drop my Feria to 1 health.
Okay, so right now you should probably, you should kill it, because if you don't kill it, then your play is gonna be bad. Like, you play something, then he plays Luriel and trades into it.
Exactly.
So we want to avoid that. And as for the play, right now you can even skip your turn if you want, or you can play Eagleman to force him, and probably Eagleman is the best. Because Eagleman is simply forcing him to play a big creature or play Luriel and something to evolve it. Because if you play Luriel, then he will evolve something and he will be left with a big creature on the board. While if you play Eagleman, it's a 4/5, so it's a body good enough to block some things.
Alright. Would you have still traded the Feria into his Angel of the Word if he didn't ping her?
If I didn't ping it, sure, I would still kill it, and the reason is Alice. If he had played Alice, then he could evolve Alice, kill the creature you have, and then with the Angel he could kill the Feria, like without any trouble.
promise you'll satisfy
Oh my god. Oh, nice.
Yeah, but Belphegor is fine for you, to be honest, because he just dealt 10 damage to himself. Oh, Angel. That's also nice. The only thing that would be really bad for you right now would be the Righteous Devil. But then once again, I have no idea why would he play the Angel of the Ward in his deck just for pings. Don't know if it's worth it. And Revelation is also bad, but Revelation is nowhere as bad as Righteous Devil, because he would heal himself for 4.
Beast Calaria would be insane as well as... Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Marchkar also would be awesome.
Do I just play Garuda and do nothing, or...
finally a break.
Okay, so I see we got double Garuda. But Garuda can have its own share like every turn. And if you want to kill him, then Garuda right now is not good. Because if you evolve Garuda, he can just kill it with the Air Jammer. So even though it's not mana efficient, it's not stats efficient and such, if you play Lion, evolve Lion and attack into the 1/4, it's still gonna survive the Air Jammer hit. So your opponent will require something else to get rid of the Lion.
Okay, so still Lion.
Yep, because Garuda can always shoot 3 damage into his face. Like, obviously that's gonna take turn after turn, but, well, the damage can be prevented. While the Lion can help you establish the board. If you had the Amulet right now, so if it would be Lion into the Tin Soldier, that would be a game over, most likely. But,
Yes, but can't be that lucky.
yeah. Sometimes you just have to gamble, and that's all.
Yeah.
And that's like the kind of gamble. We already saw him playing Angel of the World, but once again, It just requires
By the way,
him to play. Go ahead.
another build figure. I heard there's a chance where there's a 5 chest limit per day.
Yeah, but that's the 5 chest limit that you can open. Like, you can make multiple chests a day, but you can only open 5. So, when you get 5 chests, then you can get more. Right now, obviously, the chest appeared for you, so you can, but... And the Mask of the Black Death, wow, that's nasty.
Shall I grant your
This is so terrible. I mean, Angel of the Word instead of Garuda. I suppose, just because it doesn't make a difference, does it?
Yeah, just Angel of the World and shoot it into his face.
Yeah.
So at least one countdown is coming down.
Come on, I just need a Beast Colaria.
Yeah, like this situation is so sad. He's playing some really weird deck. Maybe not
it's
weird, he's
confusing.
playing like the old school one, but he's mixing the control and aggressive approach. So,
RIP. Nah, this is GG. Let's see if I get Beast. Nah, even if I get Beast for now, right?
well, if you...
Uh-huh,
oh yeah,
sorry.
another Darker Jammer, so that's probably RIP exit. Even if you get Beast Card, then you will get hit for into the face for too much. Because you were on 8, so that's impossible to come back from now. Well, unlucky.
Oh, yeah.
What happens?
I have lost.
Oh man, it didn't even need to be Tin Soldier. It would have been with Beast called Fine as well, because of the storm.
Yeah, Biscuit
was
could be
5-2.
great too.
Yeah.
Like any of the amulets that you have in your deck, so 2 of them would be awesome. And sometimes there will be these brick hands where you get like all of the expensive stuff from your deck and do not get the cheap one.
Yeah.
Also, if
Every time I keep Beast Call Aria, I never dream a lion. Like I didn't even want to play it because of lion. That was like a lesson taught to me from the game.
No. Bow before
In this hand, should I keep actually March Sheriff because it's so insane and I already have a 2-drop and I'm second? And Milligan only 1? Or...
okay, so you are playing versus
So
Dragon.
it's,
So versus Dragon, the thing is, the March Har obviously is a great play, but it's great play when you are going first. When you are going second, it's also good, but Dragon is not the class that will bring a lot of creatures to the board. So the March Har is not that needed. You rather just get a perfect curve. So play a 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, something like that versus Dragon, because then it will oppress him. It will just make his options lower, because he will have to decide between ramp and between Breath of the Salamander, between removal, in essence. So you are just need to treat his life total, and March Har on the turn 5 might not be it. Even the Lion that you draw right now is better. Also versus Dragon, it all depends on how many ramp he's gonna have.
Yeah.
But your hand looks good, so you have 2-drop, 3-drop, Lion is gonna become a 5-drop, and a Biscularius. And he didn't ramp, so him didn't ramping is something that will work out in your favor.
No, he ramped. Yeah, 6, 5. Generally, I would have played. Actually, that's still fine, isn't it? Oh yeah, that's still fine.
What you to do?
I wanted to play 2-2 first, and evolve Feria, trade, and go face. But then I thought about Breath of the Salamander, and Alice might have been better. But actually, even with Feria, the Breath is only suboptimal.
Yeah, that's true. So Feria, Evil Feria. So you are keeping 3-3 on the boards. Then Breath of the Salamander can kill only one target with the enhanced effect, so it's fine. And if it's not the turn for Conflargate, so it's also keeping your minions alive. And also lowering the cost of the Lion. So Lion is already costing 3, he's gonna cost none to 0 soon.
bluest water.
No, I would actually play Alice, because if he uses his turn to play Conflict, I can drop down Lyriel with Lion the next turn. Or shall I just play Lion with Beast Call now?
Okay, so if he plays Conflag, that's gonna that's really bad for you. So
Yeah, but I can.
Hmm?
Well, I could play Lion and play around Con. Yeah, but yeah, he also Breath of the Salamanders. Well, there's so many options right now. I could also play Lyriel, and Lyriel Lion makes the board too full.
okay, so the most efficient one is like you have to take a gamble, and if he does have Conflag, then well, it's probably game over. And if he doesn't, then it's gonna be game for you. If you play the Lion with Biscolaria, like right now, then you can simply evolve the Falcon and go into his face. So then, worst case scenario, if you have Conflagration, then the Lion will survive.
So I evolved the. So I actually trade a carrot in. Oh yeah, that's also smart. And play Lion Beast Call.
Like, there is a lot of options that you can do on this turn, but it's better to evolve the Falcon, because if you have the mass removal, then the carrot is still gonna deal 3 into his face. So it would be Lion, Biscol, evolve Falcon into the Sibyl.
Come on!
Yeah, but making time.
No! Fuck.
You didn't make it?
Alright.
All must come to an end.
Right now.
The real battle begins.
Oh, he played Phoenix Roost!
What the heck?
Wait, isn't it game for me?
If you played Phoenix Roost, if you didn't die yet,
I can
then
play Gilgamesh, Alice, Area.
Ready to witness
Let's see, I have 4, 8.
dance to make the
12.
world blue.
No, that's not game. Very close, but not game, is it?
uh,
Or if I play Gilgamesh, Alice, Evolve Area? Oh, wait, no, that's not enough spot space.
uh,
If only I. Oh, stupid timing.
no, it's totally fine. You
Wait,
ha-
I'm thinking about winning because he probably kills me next turn, doesn't he?
but you have 6, so with 6 you probably can't squeeze everything else. So let's see, if you got 20, you got something like 11 on the board. With Gilgamesh, it's gonna be 16, and then if you play Feria or Alice, it's gonna be enough. Like, if you play Gilgamesh and Alice, you should have enough damage.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
totally
yes, I do. Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Yes, you do. I mean, yes, you do have damage.
Yeah, I didn't. I
there.
forgot. Right. Gilgamesh is also new. I was only thinking about.
Lands of wonders, lands of marvels.
I forgot that. Yeah. Fuck.
Let us
How
conclude.
did I get that math wrong? Oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
It's no problem. Like, as long as you win, it's fine.
This victory is a testament to your strength.
Like, it's the same as this situation with Garuda versus Ron. When you have turns where you are close to lethal, just try to think all of the possibilities. Don't focus on one, just try to analyze every card, because, oh, well, if you didn't do the lethal this turn, it will be probably hard of the Bahamut's, or healing Israfil, I don't know, a lot of cards that could come and disrupt you.
Well, it's not
Is
that
fighting
bad.
and despair all you
Yes.
know? I guess you're looking for a fight.
This time I should actually keep the Merman, or shall I still play him? I mean, I got Angel of the Word again, but he can probably just clear it with Magic Missile. If it's D-Shift, which I don't know yet. Didn't play Insect or anything. Also, I can reduce the cost of the Lion if I play Merman now. So actually I should just play him, shouldn't I?
To be honest, Merman is worth the risk right now. Because, well, there's so many archetypes of rune, and most of them still got the pink, so even if you play a Merman and he plays a pink, that means he didn't play a creature. Like, most of the runes still play Conjure Golems, so the most common play would be to Conjure Golem turn 2, and, well, let's see. Illusion is so
No, I have
surf-rate.
actually a decision to make, but... I mean, if I cleared, he can call it with some Earthright card. but at the same time it's off curve. I'm not sure.
Right now, it doesn't matter if it's off curve or not. With this deck, you also care about board control, and if you have a chance to kill it right now, like that's a perfect chance. Just do it. Do a Wise Merman trade, because Wise Merman is still gonna remain on board. So if he plays another 2 and 2, you can attack and then follow up with the Angel of the World. Obviously, going off curve is not great, but on the other hand, if you do not kill him right now, like play Unica and such, he can play Airfright, trade into Unica, and then reappear again, and then you would be forced to kill him over and over. That's not a process you want to repeat. So far, so good.
Expensive. Let's see. I'd actually play Alice in the Warfare just to push for the face damage. Also because I'm second and I have more evolves. Or is that wrong to do? And I mean, he can have snowmans, but I will still have 3/1/1s on the board in this case. And he can't play Levi yet.
Yep, Alice is fine. I mean,
And
evolving
Warfare
her.
as well.
Yeah, evolving her is fine. Because obviously it will push face damage, and the other part about Evo is the fact that he cannot deal with her with the Levi. So he cannot just play Levi and kill Alice. So that's a good thing to have. Like something that can withstand the blow.
Wonders, lands of marvels. You were done for. I'm going to change. That looks fun.
Well, he played Dance of Death.
Hey, Dance of Death
Uh,
is also fine. Like,
I would
at the moment.
actually... I would play next Alice now and actually evolve the Merman to take him out of Levi's range.
Play again. No.
Or is that too greedy in case he has Calamicious Curse?
Well, if he does Calamicious Curse, then it's gonna really hurt you. But I guess it's worth the risk right now. If you have Calamicious
Alright,
Curse, then,
let's
well,
evolve
yeah.
him.
So we can evolve Merman, it's fine. Also, Alice is just buffing Angel of the World, for example. It's gonna bring down the Lion. So everything that's not Calamicious Curse is gonna work out in your favor. Because you will deal, like what, right now, 6, 8 damage into his face. He's gonna be on 8.
Lands of marvels.
And you
So I
still
should
have
also
some
drop down the
backups.
Lion. Just...
No, you don't need to drop the Lion, because your board is enough to
Yeah.
just kill him.
I fucked.
And
Oh, yeah, gave up, never mind.
yeah, if you give up, then whatever. Like, playing Lion right now is simply overkill to the board. You won't have a backup plan in
yeah.
case he played the curse. So in case he plays the curse, then you can play Angel and Lion, or Eagleman and Lion, like multiple possibilities.
Yeah, but the Merman evolve was actually the best decision there, I guess, because of Master Mage Levi.
Oh, it was fine. Just don't want to lose your creatures easily if you want. And in this kind of matchup, you don't care about his EVA points. I mean, you should always care, but the Airfright Rune is not the deck that's known for strong evolves. The Levi, the old Levi, is obviously a strong evolve, but other than that, not too much.
Do I keep the sand actually and hope I draw into other stuff?
Mother, father.
I mean, I have Lion, I have Marcharis, and I have a 2-drop. And it's a chest against Shadowcraft.
Okay, because you are going second, in this scenario, you can do it, and the reason is, your deck is still full of stuff, and you have a 2-drop. So if you didn't have a 2-drop, then you wouldn't risk it. But because you have a 2-drop, and you're gonna draw 2 cards, and then you're gonna draw additional card, and additional card before you play your 3-drop, then it's worth the risk. Hence, the Lion with the Marchfire is a play that can just straightforwardly win you the game, like out of the spot.
Oh my god. Disgusting.
Yeah, your hand is really good.
Alright, but now I need to have some luck.
Well, you're lucky that he played
How many-
Skullcradle Widow, because, well, he didn't have... I mean, you didn't have Angel of the World, so playing a Goblin into his 2 and 2 would simply be a mistake. Like, it's the same with Merman. You didn't have Merman, you didn't have Angel of the World, so this Goblin was super risky.
Yeah, but, okay, this was super risky, but wasn't it worth to reduce the cost of the Lion in that case? Because that was my line of thinking.
Yeah, but
There.
you could just play it later on. Like, if you play the Goblin,
Yeah.
you can lower the Lion by 1. So you can do it in every turn. This happens, like, whatever.
Alright, here shall I keep his Skull area for the Lion, or shall I just play it?
You should probably keep
I
it.
should just keep it,
Not keep it, you should probably play it right now.
Wait, okay.
You should play it.
I should play it, okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking this.
And shall I trade in case he has some sort of removal against my Goblin?
Well, you shouldn't be able to
or
get
you can
removal.
Also, you now use, how it's called, the card, the Demon Eater, or Through Sacrifice, or anything of that matter.
If he
I don't think
does,
the one face damage is that
it's
important,
still okay. I mean, you don't want to trade, you don't want to make his life easier, you want to make as much face damage as possible. If he plays a Demon Eater, that's fine, that means he won't be able to kill your Goblin, and all you care about is its neutral synergy, and it might be Neptis, like right now, Pact of the Nether God, and the Skullcrad will already suggesting it might be Neptis, so Demon Eater is not that common, maybe a soul conversion, but that's not an easy matchup in any way.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been easier for me if I had gotten a neutral free drop just now.
Yeah, neutral free drop would just set
No,
up
there's
the
no
pace
reason
of the
to play
game.
the Merman, is there? There's absolutely no reason to play it.
Right
I just
now, no, there is no reason, like I said.
Oh wait, I can evolve it. Shouldn't I use it to evolve it?
No, because if you play it and evolve it, then your opponent will just play something and evolve it. So it's not worth it. You just want to make his life miserable, so with Lion and Marchfire, for example, or with Goblin Princess, like any of these cards, it's putting multiple threats on the board. So that's what are you caring about. And the Merman is simply just asking him, yeah, evolve some creature and do kill with Merman. Like 1-2 is not worth caring about at the moment.
Now I could also just play March Harris and send Garuda next turn and still keep my Lion. But the thing is, I don't get the 5/5 on the board, I guess.
But because you got Garuda, that's your line of play. Like Marchfire into Garuda. Of course, your Lions are just gonna be a 5/5s that are gonna be super cheap. Because you can play them for free almost next turn, because Marchfire is lowering the cost of Lions, so they will cost 4. Goblin Princess into Lions, it's already a synergy. And Marchfire, like double Tin Soldier. Tin Soldier is probably the most powerful card you can bring out from your deck at the moment, so yeah, just use it. And also, in this situation, you should just shoot free into his face instead of clearing his board, because you don't care about this one.
Alright, yeah, that's something.
Like,
I mean, doesn't it protect my Tin Soldier, because now you can trade his 2/1/1s into it?
well, it doesn't matter, because the Tin Soldier is gonna die anyway, and all you care about is how you wanna finish the game, because Garuda is free damage he can't prevent from. Marchfire is another free damage he can prevent. Another Marchfire is another free damage. You're playing most likely versus Neptis. Like, all of the cards he showed are just going towards it. So, if you don't do it fast, then it's gonna be bad. Like, the Tin Soldier is gonna die, nonetheless. And even if you would trade both of his 1/2s, then you're losing Tin Soldier. Right now, he's just tempted to use an evolution point. He can use the little Soul Squasher. There's so many things that can just kill your Tin Soldier.
Shall I actually evolve something here? I mean, if he plays Soul Squasher, that actually means he can play Nephitis. Wait, Nephitis wasn't like anyways, was it? But he can play Carry actually, so it would still be good, wouldn't it? If I evolve my Falcon now.
Yeah, right now Evolve is fine, but he went too fast. Like, this turn, because he played Lurching Corpse, all of the plans changed. Like, you shouldn't play Garuda right now, because then there is a high chance that he will kill the Tin Soldier. That means, again, you are losing 3 points on evolution, because Holy Falcon, fine, if you evolve him and go into his face, it's 4. But then the Tin Soldier, if he dies, you just lost the free damage that you could do anytime with Garuda. You could just swarm your board with things like Lion, with the Merman, with Lirial. You had some options, so...
Yeah, that's true, I played too fast, yeah. Now that you say it, should have played Goblin Princess with Lions.
It's like the play that is good in the turn, like in your turn, when your opponent plays a card, and well, the play I might as well be not good as it used to be. So the Lurching Corpse,
Fuck my microphone,
yeah.
just... Oh, fuck.
The problem is he's just
my headset just. I didn't hear anything what you said after play. I know I wanted to say that play that was good last turn doesn't mean it's good this turn, which makes sense.
it
But
just-
after that, the sound just disappeared.
okay. We should at least evolve something to do more damage because once again we know it's Neptis, so that means turn 8 he can play Neptis, and if he plays Neptis and heals, then well you're basically doomed. So you just lost your window for damage. And right now it's gonna be probably too late to kill him.
Plucking me from the skies?
My boss works us to the bone.
Oh, I played this so badly. I have to just go double lion now and hope
My wings are killing me. I'll let you
for
go.
the best.
Yeah, double
Like-
lion. Double lion is fine. That's something that will at
fuck.
least make some presence on the
Yeah.
board. So otherwise you create no board presence, and with double lion, if he plays Neptus, then obviously one of lion dies, he's gonna get killed for 5. Mordecai will appear, Mordecai will evolve, Kawi will kill something, so... you will be
Wow.
left with still some presence on the board.
This world and the next are unchanging.
Question is, what is he gonna clear, lion or my 4-3?
Well, we don't know it yet, but...
Alright.
Want to play?
Nah, I just have to go face now, right? Pretty much. Goblin Princess.
Well, there is no other way for you right now.
Yeah. Yeah, right, game. I throw away a win, so to say.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
know if it was throat or not, but it was just a lot of things that could gone up differently with the damage. Because he was able to trade anyway, like the Tin Soldier, he used the full Tempest, but had he traded buff creature on the board, the situation would be the same, so this was the free damage. The other thing was not evolving Falcon, and the Tin Soldier, like right now, it's really a miracle that he survived this far, but you should be able to close out the game before
Yeah.
it happens.
He played Kavi. I mean... No, nothing. No, not even... That one saves me now. Alice does something, not really.
Finally a break. Lands of wonders, lands of marvels.
Yeah, this doesn't change anything.
Goes.
I mean, you can still try to win the
No,
game, like
fine.
it's not impossible, but
Nah. Yeah, I threw that away.
Necromancer, that's interesting.
Yeah,
tech.
that's the thing. That's all the way. I definitely wanted you to watch me play Heaven Groove because the Tin Soldier face or board thing, like, most of the time I shall treat Tin Soldier self. Doesn't matter, right? If I can, I should just use this evolve for face then, in this case.
Yeah, because this deck is more of a mid-range explosive tempo. It's not a pure aggro one, and you have no spells to close out the game. And the Tin Soldier is one of your sources, like Tin Soldier and Garuda. These are the sources of the damage that cannot be avoided. So he cannot just play guard and avoid the damage. He cannot do anything against it. You can just shoot into the face. And with the Tin Soldier, his body is undercosted. So as a 4/5, he evolves into the 5/6 only. So you can just guess that because it's turn 5 or even like the more turn, the future turn in the game, then your opponent can play something that have body superior to the Tin Soldier. So the Tin Soldier is gonna die nonetheless, so you shouldn't care about how much life the Tin Soldier has, you should just care about how you want to close the game. And you just care about the damage. Yeah, but this hand looks perfect. I mean, maybe not perfect because you have no Lion or Eagleman. Let's Sector instead, but still. It's a good one.
Wow, the slowest. Should I slow down? No, I should just go full force and play Angel of the Word, or should I play an Aria?
Well, first thing first, you should play Sector instead of Feria. Because Feria will always have a value on the evolve, while with Sector you require the Tin Soldier Goblin Princess. So
Yeah, that was a mistake.
yeah, the Feria was more important.
Yeah, sometimes I'm playing too fast and have just to slow down. But right now, should I play actually Aria instead of Angel of the? I mean, he can still be any kind of heaven, so playing Angel of the Word would actually be wiser, wouldn't it?
Angel of the World is fine. It's because you are pushing damage, you can top deck your allies, you can go efficiently with mana curve. So the turn 4, like next turn, you can play Sector and Biscolaria, for example. You just don't want to miss a damage. Because Biscolaria right now doesn't add up to your tempo on the board, so you don't develop a board, you don't develop a damage source, and you are not progressing your aggression, so it stays at 3. So Goblin and Feria only, while his Biscolaria is counting down. So either you burst him down soon enough, or all bad things are gonna happen.
Let's Papa Banish.
He's at 12, so that's fine at least. And you got Marshar, so that's another thing that will be able to give you
this time
some
I use
damage.
Marshars into his face. Do I like that? That's the thing. Do I still use Marshars into his face because he can just clear the Tin Soldier with his Falcon then? But I still do it, right?
Yeah, because otherwise, he would just use a Tiger. So, well, it's the same. So you can use Marshar, deal 3 into his face, so he's at 9, then attack with the Goblin, so he's at 8. You also got your Biscolaria. You don't care about your board, because, well, the Tin Soldier is gonna die. That's a given. No matter if you shoot 3 into the Cudgel, or if you shoot 3 into his face, he's gonna die. But we'll only choose how. And you don't care about his board, because you are the aggressor. You were going first, you are the one who is applying pressure, and you got the tools to finish up the game. So, that's it. Because even if he does attack with Falcon to the Tin Soldier, he still needs to use his evolution point to get rid of the Goblin. Unless he plays under Priest of the Cudgel, like, that's the worst case scenario. But that's only it. If you would top the Garuda, that would be perfect. If you get Lion, that's also good. So these are the top decks that can make your life easier.
Oh, it's probably Elena. Yeah, it's definitely Elena.
Yeah, Rabbit Healer. That strongly indicates that it's Elana. That's interesting to say at least. He's playing the archetype that's non-existent in percentage. I mean, that's just not a good deck, and that's all.
I still play Eagleman instead of Angel of the Word. Yeah, I do that. Or do I play? Or do I actually play Aria and Angel and clear his Rabbit Healer while I have the chance?
You should play Angel and Biscull. Like, the reason is, right now, we can be sure that he's playing Elana. So the only way Elana can win against you is by developing a board. He already have a shit ton of healing, so that's the thing that counters you hard. And that's the thing that you cannot do anything about. So Angel with Biscull is fine. I mean, you can even stick to the Biscull, but that's only assuming that for the 3 following turns you would be lucky enough to get Garuda or Lion. And if you are not lucky to get Garuda and Lion, then, well, not...
Iron Maiden. Okay.
Things are getting more interesting with every turn, I guess.
And now I play Eagleman and evolve him and then just go face with the Holy Falcon, I suppose. Or do I still keep my evolve?
Let's see. Okay, so we got both Eaglemen, so play the more expensive one, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, you should trade. You can trade into the the tiger. Because the Angel is already evolved and the tiger is not, so he can still evolve the tiger if he wants to.
Yeah. And I evolved my Eagleman over the Tiger because Iron Maiden.
Yeah, because of Iron Maiden shenanigans, so you evolve the Eagleman. Obviously, the Iron Maiden is not something that you will meet in most of the havens. Like this. The tech from the.
value.
I mean, there's a tech from the past, it's tech from the Abyss days. Because when Abyss was played, then people tried to play Iron Maiden and just to make Abyss in check.
Oh, this is great.
White Swan, what the... Okay.
The eagle has landed.
Yeah, the amount of value he just did is
Yeah,
obnoxious.
Don't let the dark
disgusting.
I
Looks
guess...
like
Yeah, I guess that's it for the game.
no. Let's see. I think this turn decides it pretty much, since I still get like 3 creatures in whatever I draw. Maybe I get like a Gilgamesh, and he has a really shitty turn.
Yeah, we'll see, but he got,
Fucking Monk of Purification.
yeah, he got 5 cards in hand, and wow, if he played Monk, then Monk is even worse. It's not only Monk is a really strong body, but also double water. And water is obviously a card draw.
Yeah, no, there's no chance now. Let's see what I get.
done for.
Maybe if I get Gilgamesh, I can. No, I can't clear spot because of the heal.
Eagle has landed.
Finally a break.
Yeah, right. That. GG. What do I draw?
So, it's over.
Well, that was an experience.
Let the dark capture you.
Well, it happens, like he's playing the deck that counters the deck that relies on face damage. And he was lucky enough to do it.
I have lost.
But he will lose badly versus decks that don't care about life. So he will lose badly versus Ram Dragon, for example. Or Midrange Shadow. Midrange Shadow also cares for damage, but Midrange Shadow is more about board presence. And Haven is more about damage.
Okay.
Is fighting and despair all you know?
Prepare for defeat.
Okay, so you're going second in versus Blood. It's not an easy matchup right there.
At least.
Oh, we can just see that he's playing aggro one, so...
Angel of the World is gonna have some value,
Oh, maybe.
regardless of what he does. Well, and this one's having value as well.
Well, let's just see what he's gonna do, because he's forced to trade Unica. Unica, at least, is something that versus these aggro decks have, like, ward on her face, and that your opponent have to kill her somehow. What?
Alright, I actually might stand a chance now. Let's see
Yeah.
how it goes.
That was really
Oh,
interesting.
Vampiric Focus.
This is God's blood.
Like, why did he trade with Abin Crate? I believe he wants some bad synergy, so maybe he's playing Vampiric
Yeah, he
Fortress.
played Vampiric Fortress just now.
Okay, if he did, then it all makes sense.
In this case, I would actually play Alice, but alright, no, I definitely play Angel of the World, never mind. I draw a Goblin.
Even if you didn't draw a Goblin, Angel of the World should be the correct play, not less. And the thing is, Vampiric Fortress will not produce a bat if you do not
Yeah.
have a Forest Bat, so...
And he's nearly out of cards, so...
Yeah, there is a
And
chance
I
that
have
he
a
will
power
run
play
out of
next
it.
turn.
You were done.
Yeah, our next turn can be really strong.
Armor weapons more I like. Give me that.
See, do I have enough space? I have enough space. Doesn't matter how I do it, does it? No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because Sector won't get buffed anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Let the people rejoice.
The real battle
Can you deal? Nah, I can't deal 10 on. No, he already used to Razor Claws, didn't he? Oh, yeah, he gave up just now.
He shouldn't be able
Oh,
to
he used
withstand the pressure. His turns simply weren't that impactful. Like the turn where he dropped only Vampiric Fortress on the turn 4, it was his
That
downfall.
was a really weak turn of his.
Yeah.
I pray that you will be freed from suffering.
Seems like he played some old school aggro deck.
Maybe he's doing daily quests. No idea. Might be it. Or maybe he doesn't have cards, but well, I suppose he should have. Like the grind in this game is so long that at the moment where when you reach masters, you should already have some collection.
He was Grandmaster, so maybe he just tried something out. Should I actually keep this? I should keep Eagle. I keep Eagleman also in my opening hand, don't I? Especially if I 2 and a 3 drop to follow up with.
Let's see.
Or-
Sure. Yeah. This is the hand where you can keep the Eagleman because you have 2 drop, 3 drop, and the Eagleman is effectively a 4 drop because when you play L'Oreal and Kai'Sa, he's already gonna cost 4, so you can just drop him on the turn 4. So that's perfectly fine to keep this hand. And you're going second, so that's a downside, but it's not something that you cannot overcome, especially with the discounted Eagle, for example. And the hand looks even better right now with Alice.
Yeah. Okay, he is not playing. In this matchup, do I wanna trade or do I just go face? I don't know. I mean, wait, I'm second, so he's the aggressor on by default more or less. And is he playing neutral? Does neutral Runecraft run Goblin Mage?
Yeah, it might be. Anyway, you should trade the Goblin. Because if he does play Alice, then it's gonna be really bad news for you. So you can trade the Goblin
Yeah,
and
can also-
just play Kai'Sa. And that's gonna be it.
Like,
All part of the job.
I mean, you are still gonna kill his Levi before he's able to get to the Evo, because you will get Evo first. Unless some strange things happens, but...
I mean, do I play? I mean, I could also just play Carrot and Unica instead of Alice, but no, I play Alice now. Way too much value.
Yeah, right now we can just play Alice. That's totally fine.
I was also thinking alongside, he already played 2 lib, so by playing 2 bodies instead of 1, I might like keep 1 body if he rolls and trades.
That's one thing, but the other one is it's turn 5.
Oh, you get up.
So on the turn 5 he can play Fallis. So if he plays Fallis, you don't want like both of your targets to get hit.
And was pretty much my first chest, and I got the Ariza.
I'm through.
Yeah, because you got
And
the epic chest, epic or whatever it was called, the orange stone. Yeah. So according to Reddit, it's either emblem, sleeve, or card pack. So we already got sleeves.
Well, at least now I have like another purpose to grind more for Grandmaster today. I played like 4 hours Shadowverse or 5 hours yesterday, I'm not sure. And it's generally way more than I usually play.
Yeah, right now we're at 3,000, so 7,000, 2 weeks. It's
Yeah, if I get 500 net points each day, I can actually reach 10,000 at the end of the month. And that's what I'm trying to do.
okay. Sounds fine.
Is fighting and
Do I also keep? No, I don't keep Lyriel. Like sometimes I'm wondering when I have 2 2-drops, and like Lyriel is fine to play on turn 4 with something else, but I also have I have an Unica now, so
So you'd rather just keep cards can go on curve, so you drop one of the 2 drops. So in this case you can throw out Lyriel even though Lyrial is perfect on Evo, the creature you play on the turn 2, the chances that it will survive to the evolution turn are super slim. Like close to non-existent in the trades. So.
Yeah, but I was thinking more alongside when I hit turn 4 and I didn't draw. It's just these weird out of the loop rocks kind of where I mean I know that until I have turn 4 I have a lot more chances to actually draw good cards. So I was just asking.
Yeah, like the chance is there,
Maybe.
but it's better to not gamble and make some safe plays. Because, well, if you keep Lyrial, then you require yourself to either have another 2-drop on the turn 4, or, I don't know, because other cards that are not costing 2, then you can just play single Lyrial. That's not it. You'd rather get a 4-drop, or in this case you got the Biscularia, but you didn't know it. And with the Gourmet you would get Carrot, so Carrot and Lyrial is also a fine turn 4. But Alice or Lion or even something else that is coming towards the low-costed creatures is better.
Necro Assassin? Good, okay.
Okay, I guess Earth is perfectly fine, he's just amassing his shadows.
Alright, now I'm actually wondering, that's another thing of these trades. I mean, the most obvious trade was to use my Feria into his 3-3 and my Kaiser into his 2-2, but what if I do my Feria into his 2-2 and my Kaiser into his 1-2, then it's worse for him to actually trade, because otherwise he can use the Skull Beast into my 4-1. Or should I just trade like the person would normally do, the 4-4 into the 3-3 and the 3-3 into the 2-2?
Okay, so this scenario is interesting because you get the evolution point, and if you do the 4-4 into the 2-2 and the Kaiser into the Skull Beast, that's totally fine, like if you leave Earth on the board, because she doesn't threaten you too much. The only problem would be if he would evolve her, but he's not gonna do, and he was set upping for the little Soul Squasher. It can be 100% guaranteed, I mean 99 because of the scenario that he's gonna play the Soul Squasher. So because he just gave you a hint that he wants the shadows, then it's actually better. Even though in this scenario it would be cool to kill Soul Squasher and Skull Beast, it's better to kill Earth and the Soul Squasher. Just leave the Skull Beast be. Because if he's gonna trade with the Skull Beast, then he's not gonna use his Soul Squasher. And he was just trying to set up it. Or he was just trying to amass some shadows for a thing, but what's a thing that you would amass shadows for? Like, why he desperately want this shadow? The reason is probably Little Soul Squasher. So, he will just kill 2 of your units, and he would still be able to do it, nonetheless. He would still lose Earth. So, it doesn't matter in the long run.
You gonna mess with me?
Those works us to the bone. My wings are killing me.
No reason to play March Harvest here. And just Carrot an Angel of the Word. And keep my Evolve. He's also nearly out of cards, which is very good for me. Of course, he probably gets tons of cards sooner or later.
Yeah, you can just play Angel into his Angel, and then ultimate Carrot.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
And you don't need to evolve anything, so
Yeah.
that's just it. So you can preserve your evolution point. Like, the thing that he's running clone cards, that's perfectly fine for you. Also, the other thing with shadows is that because he's amassing so many shadows, either he have his Soul Squasher or he's playing the Deathly Tyrant version. So obviously the Tyrant TK, but he's still 12 shadows short.
Alright, now I play March Harvest and trade and go face, I suppose? Or... I mean, that would be the thing I do. Or will you do some weird trading with the Lurching Corpse before I go face?
Okay, so right now you have some different options to do with this board. Like there are
I can
multiple
also play
possibilities.
Feria, right?
Yeah, like the Feria is the other thing that you can do. Like Angel of the Word and Feria, for example. These are the things that you could do. And these are the things that you should probably do. So you can do Angel of the Word into his 4-4. then you can evolve the Feria, trade Carrot into the guy. Then you can trade Feria into his Earth, and with a free Angel you can go face. So this way you will still have a really decent board.
That's true.
You just want to scrap him off resources as much as possible. And the other thing, like the other shenanigan of doing this, is the fact that not only you will be left with 3 creatures, but also your opponent is left with creatures that cannot attack right now into your creatures. Like Larging Corpse can attack into your creatures, Attendant can attack into your creatures, so you have to find other means of dealing with the board.
But now I obviously want to protect my 4-1, so I clear both of his skeletons, right? Or, I mean, I can play my Eagleman in this spot. That's for sure. Can I? No, I can set up lethal, can I? And can he set up lethal with Hector? 3, 6, 9, 12? Yeah, I definitely have to get this one skeleton.
Yeah, you have to do something about his board. But there are a lot of efficient ways of doing so. And one of them, probably, one of them would be if you play your ultimate Carrot and Marchhar, then your Eagleman is gonna cost 0. So it's just propelling for the future.
Yeah.
So you can just play Carrot and Marchhar. With Marchhar you can shoot 3 into his face. With the Angel you can kill another skeleton and just swing for 4. With your Feria, so that would put him on 10.
Wait, so I should leave one skeleton up and not protect my Feria?
No, with 3/3 Angel, you kill his skeleton, and...
Yeah, but then I can also just use the evolve of my thing to actually kill the other skeleton and the Angel can go face.
I mean, well... Okay, that's fine, yeah. That's, my brain luck. That's the thing you can do. It's gonna be totally the same.
Oh my god, I'm stupid because of the time. I mean, I said what I said. I was...
Yeah,
I fucked you.
You were right,
Stuff
like,
wrong
I
just
brain
now. I was
freeze.
right, but...
That's true.
Now I missed 3 damage. Where you gave up, okay.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you were right, like, I brain lagged, so that will save you 1 HP.
Life on the Angel. I don't think it makes much of a difference against it, but...
Yeah, it's still a small misplay that might sometimes cost a game.
Pray that you will be freed from suffering.
I really hope to, like, meet some D-shift at least in these last few games that we do, but... Seems like they all crawled into their holes, not coming out today. Do I still keep Eagleman or do I also mulligan? I again draw 3 cards when it hits my turn 2 and it's really strong. And in Mirror Match, don't I need like an advantage like that? Like the Eagleman to actually win?
Well, the thing is, if you keep Eagleman and if you break, so for example, if you draw Garuda, Lion, you just want to maximize your chances that you will get a 2-drop. Obviously, you will get a lot of cards, but missing a 2-drop is crucial to your deck. Like, you cannot allow for it. And for most of the decks in the current metagame, missing a 2-drop, like a play for the turn 2, is something that already is going downfall with the entire deck.
Ooh, he's playing Storm Heaven. Like... and I'm still breaking, more or less. If I don't get the free drop now. Unica saves me. Which is not that great because this Eagle would have gone face otherwise, and I could have used the Angel of the Word value. But whatever.
Not if he trades, then it's still fine, and also he still can find them in to destroy Unica somehow. Also, the Lion is gonna cost 5 after the Angel, so that's a really good thing, but the other one is you have to find something.
Yeah. Oh my god, come on. I need...
Yeah, you need to drop. So this is the situation where you break.
Should I actually evolve my Unica just for the stats? Because I think I'm not gonna use all 3 of my Evo points. So I mean, I do have March Harris with Sentinel the next 2 turns most likely, but if I evolve her, it protects her from some things. Isn't it something I should do? It protects her from his Regelfalken, which is a 3/4.
Well, so right now have a lot of amulets, so yeah, you can evolve her. Even though it doesn't give you any stats, at least it protects her from just dying to the Holy Falcon.
Yeah, and it's a target he wants to remove, so...
And it can't be banished by the Blackened Scripture, so... Yeah, it's a desperate play, you can see. Sometimes you have to go.
Yeah, just as a fact, he's doing that. I'm wondering now, should I just play Lion instead? And with Marshall? I mean, no, there's no reason to do that. I mean, it's a faster play, but... it's the question about the tempo right now. Should I do Lion with March Harris for the tempo? Or should I just use March Harris and Sentinel next turn for the sheer value and probably close up the game? I think I should still play March Harris into Garuda next turn.
March her into Garuda is probably better. Because if you do the Lion with the March her, you get a 5/5 body, but that's it. But if you do it with the Garuda, you will get another Tin Soldier, and the Tin Soldier shooting for free is more important for the board control.
And there comes this March Harris. I wonder if he also has Garuda next turn. Yeah, obviously it does affect it. Now I have the interesting choice instead of playing... Wait, no. Do I? If I play her... I could also play Lyriel into Lion into Eagleman instead of Garuda and play evolve Lyriel to clear spot. It's essentially doing the same as the March Harris, more or less, and I have a way bigger board. So isn't that better?
Yeah.
And also a taunt in the way.
Yeah, it's gonna be better.
Yeah. Alright, I will do that.
Even though we have no amulets, it's still better on the long run, because then at least you will have more creatures on the board.
Yeah.
So you can play Luriel and Flion and Teal. And he have no
And he
evolution
doesn't have
points.
evolves left, so...
Yeah, that's the driving force behind this. Because, well, he will have his Regal Falcon, he will have his Sacred Blade Rose. Okay, Dance of Death works. Well, that's because he just drew 3 cards, so...
Yeah, I still do Garuda. If I clear, I'd obviously clear this. The question is if what? Best selected.
Yeah, you have to attack with Lion and then go into his face.
Alright, now he has to deal 5 damage, which is a Gilgamesh. Or a Garuda.
Yeah, Garuda also closes out the game. So we have some outs. Not well, he was going first. Oh, in this matchup,
Yeah.
we both were he was the aggressor.
Mm.
So-
Okay, he has a sister. Is that enough? No, he cleared. That's good for me. Oh my god.
May you rest in peace.
Goblin Prince. Yeah, I can also get the taunt with Goblin Princess. Worst case scenario. Or would you play Emperor with Carrot?
See the path to heaven.
I mean, it makes a difference in the end.
No, Princess
I
is
could
better.
also play. He could also play Kaiser and then Goblin Princess, and don't care about the Goblin. That's actually the best one, isn't it?
It's fine, like, it doesn't matter how you do. If he doesn't kill you, if you just play Goblin Princess with something, then you're gonna win. Like, it's his turn 9, so he cannot play Grimnir, and, well, you just cannot give yourself 5/5. So this is the kind of scenario where there are no cards. Simply there are no cards. If he doesn't kill you, then you win the game. Here's the
Okay.
game. Obviously, the stat-wise, that's the better play. But
Oh, there's this Garuda. Oh my god. Does he have... No, there's nothing with... There's
Yeah.
nothing in heaven that can deal with Statista. Oh, Hello Dogma! Penny and Prayer into Hello Dogma. That would have been the option. Oh. These games, man.
yeah, this one was good.
Yay, money. Alright, let's do one more.
Okay, fine.
And then I'm good to go.
Well, 50 gold is still 50 gold.
Freed from suffering.
And with the new expansion coming out. I mean, I have some crystals, but I keep them in case of getting free liquid when they do nerfs again for some pre-made pack. Which they surely do on purpose to make the bugs.
Oh, I started saving like in the beginning of the previous expansion, so I got
Now I can actually drop my goblin because I have Merman, right? That's and I'm first, so...
wait, I just need to see the hand.
You know, you said only don't play goblin if I'm second and I don't have an Angel of the Word or a Merman in my hand. But I'm first, so there's no reason to not play goblin.
Yeah, right now it's fine. Like, you are on the end that can decide things, so if you play 1-drop, he doesn't play anything, then you play 2-drop, he plays 2-drop, then your 1-drop can train you on 2-drop. So that's
Is it-
why Merman is important.
Actually, no, man. If I play 1-1 now, I'm gonna play my 2-drop now. Next turn I can play 1-2.
Yeah, obviously. Right now we can just play Unica and attack his face.
Let's see. Now, do I play Kaiser and trade his Unica into my Unica, or do I just play Feria with Vice Merman? That's... I'm really... Where is the decision I make which play is better?
Alright, so the thing is, if you play Kaiser right now, you are guaranteeing for yourself that your mana curve will be better on the next turn. I mean, you want to trade your Unica into his Unica. If you would play Merman and Feria, his evolution turn is still something that will come earlier, so you want to have as many neutral cards for your Evo turn, because there's a chance that the Feria will come. So if you play Kaiser right now, you would at least guarantee for yourself the Carrot, and the Carrot can be a repeatable play. You have no power plays right now. You have nothing in your hand that can propel you into the late game. You have no Garudas, no Lions, no Marchhar, no Eaglemans. So you just have to work with the hand like this, and it's not gonna be easy.
I know. Okay, I draw the line at least. So I keep the Fairy actually in my hand and just play my 2-drop and my 2 1-drops. Just because I need the Fairy evolve pretty desperately.
Yep, and obviously you trade the Goblin into the Unica.
Goblin into the Unica.
Yeah, after you play Wise Merman on it. So Wise Merman on Goblin, trade, and then Ultimate Current on Goblin. And your Lion is gonna cost 4, so you would be able to play Lion and Feria both on the next turn.
If I get the Amulet now, I'm pretty much going all in. Well, he played Channel. Saves him in Evo. And I got my Alice, which I can evolve. Which I'm gonna do.
Okay, so...
Oh, he gave up.
Oh yeah, he should. Like,
Okay, we have time for one more, right? Since he gave up just now. I really wanna have a D-shift, but...
well, it's fine. Like, it's like this, be careful what you wish for. For example, you get Winter versus D-Shift and he will get all of the removals and he will break and he will lose, so...
Against D-Shift generally I should just go all out, or... I mean, you last time... But I was a control deck last time. But if I'm an aggro deck against the D-Shift... I mean, I'm already favorite, but I made some pretty insane D-Shift plays yesterday. From like Grandmaster people who were still 8,000 points or something. And I'm wondering, should I also like keep some cards back in case of Merlin or some shit?
to be honest, with deck like this, you can just go face.
Just go.
More than this.
And always go face, not even do value trades or something against you, outside of killing a Levi before you can use his evolve or something.
I mean, you can just be careful about all of the plays, so Merlin that can evolve for free or any other, but value trades, usually, well, as the shift goes, he doesn't care about his board, he can win without a board, like he will play Dimension Shift, then Destroyers, so his board most of the time is irrelevant, because if you do the value trade, sometimes it's good for you, but the deck, obviously the Dimension Shift consists of draw and spells. And some creatures, so he will just draw his removals, destroy your board, and then little by little will corner you. While if you deal enough damage to him, then he will be constantly under the wall, and you have some finishers. You have Garuda, you have Biscularia, you have Gilgamesh. These are not the greatest things, like not the greatest tools that you can have in the game to deal with it, but...
I mean, I should have predicted this Unica, no reason to. Like, yeah, but now I'm clearing because of Alice.
Bow to the gourmet emperor.
Now... Do I just play Angel of the Word here? Because, I mean, I have Goblin Princess and also Fairy and Sector, but next turn I'm just gonna play Goblin Princess, so I should probably just play my 2/2 drops this turn, I guess, instead of Angel of the Word. With the hope of getting value, and just not hope to get value out of them. Or...
So, the thing on this turn is, you want to get as much value as possible, but if you don't play anything on this turn, it's gonna be bad. So, if you play Feria and Sector, even though we know you got Goblin Princess, your opponent still got only one evolution point. So, as long as it's not a Lion and he only played 2 creatures, so it can't be Lion yet, then you are fine. So you can just play Actress Feria and Sector. One of them should survive, even if it's Sector who survives, because, well, he's still gonna kill the Feria. You got your Goblin Princess, you got Garuda. He just needs some amulets or some Lions on Stormy Elements. Right now he's in the driving position, because if you skip the turn, you can as well just skip the turn and do nothing. But it will make the game just go longer, and the longer the game persists, the higher the chances are that he will recover. Because he's the one with more cards than you.
And more Evus. The best draw would now be the Tin Soldier, obviously. Oh, he's telling me something. But I guess that I should trade it 2-1 into his 2-2. 4-2. I have to do the off. So trade my 2-1 into his food 4-2, evolve the Goblin and kill his Carrot, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already in a very disadvantaged situation, but...
Yeah, you have to do it. You cannot go face yet, you have to fight for the board control.
Yeah.
And at least this play will leave you with 3 creatures on the board. So it will be 3 creatures versus 0 out of his. You have to kill his Carrot.
And if I'm second in a mirror match, I'm more the one who wants to control in the aggression, right? It's like, I mean, there are obviously cases where it switches around if I get like an insane hand and just take over tempo and value or something, but generally I want to play the control game in a mirror game if I'm second, right? And aggression if I'm first.
Yeah, if you are second, then you always care about doing the value turns, like the Tin Soldier from the Machar, Lions, Eaglemans, all of the stuff that can make up for the difference that you were going second. Obviously, if your opponent is also having them, then once again, if you play the same cards, he was going first. But...
in 15 seconds, I can just give up now.
Oh, what happened?
So. Should I just give up? There's no reason. I mean, is there anything I can do? I don't think so.
Okay, I see the board right now, like double Eagleman. Wow, that's a pity to say at least. And yeah, there is no card in your deck that can help you recover.
No.
Not even the Tin Soldier.
Oh, he's also a Grandmaster with 11,000 points or whatever.
Well, doesn't matter if he's Grandmaster or not.
It's Ka, yeah.
He just had a better draw. That's it. Just make the best out of it. So that's one of the ways how going second can give you advantage. Like exactly what we just talked about. He had explosive turn with 0 mana for 5 2 times.
Yeah.
GG.
GG. Pretty much. Alright, this is the last one. And then, thank you.
Okay. That's a pity that it was a game for a chest.
Yeah. Maybe he would have surrendered if it wasn't a game for the chest, but considering his high score, he maybe wants to get like in the top 10. Alright, I have actually another question. And what score do I generally need to reach to be in the top 10,000 for the monthly reward?
That depends, but most of the time, like right now in September, it probably is something around 15,000, 10 to 15,000, something like that to be in the top 10,000. But in the next month, it's gonna be a lot higher because, well, in October the Grandmaster rankings reset, so everyone is gonna rush to Grandmaster once again to reach the score. So every Grandmaster will have at least 10,000. So that will make placing in the top 10,000 more questionable. But then again, when it was July, so the first month of the Grandmasters, they didn't have a monthly reward for this month. They had only the Grandmaster reward. So yeah, I will just see how it goes. Because Grandmaster reward is still plenty. It's 10 packs from the new expansion, so that's where the
Question
1,000 goes.
here before my turn is over. This time I actually don't care if he does a value trade and I just go face with Weiss Meerman and I guess Lyriel because I can always do Marchar with Sector, maybe. Wait, do I can evolve a Lyriel? Well, I have 2 Lyriels, there's no way it's gonna kill 2 Lyriels. Oh wait, actually is. So yeah, but still, I play Weiss Meerman and just go face, don't I?
Yeah.
I mean, I never trade in a...
I mean, Weiss Merman, Goblin, and Lyrial, and then you just go face. That's true. Because then, even if he trades, then he trades on his turn, so that means this ramp is irrelevant, so if he would trade right now, then he would get Draconic Fervor. If he don't trade, then it's gonna be better for you. We just care about face damage in this matchup, because he's gonna close it out soon.
And I also evolve aggressively, right? I just gonna evolve now and play Angel of the Word, I suppose.
You keep relying on you, Dragon.
Is there any way I can play around Breath? Not really. No, I just evolve the Merman and play Angel of the Word. With everything.
No, evolve Lyrial. Because
Right.
Lyrial is +1 damage compared to Merman, so Lyrial is better to evolve.
Oh yeah, right, that's true.
Because it doesn't matter in terms of the Breath of the Salamander, because he's got his Ayala, so he can pinpoint any target he wants. So Angel into his face, Lyrial evolve, and just swing everything into him.
Is God's word. You are done for.
And that already
I
makes
guess
for plenty of damage. Yeah,
Much taker.
that's reasonable, because he was at 6, so if he didn't have Breath of the Salamander, then, well, it would be hard. And if he had, then the March Hearty time would set him up on 3,
No one else I'd rather lose.
and he would have easy win.
Alright. That was an insight on how to play Heavencraft. Well, Storm Metro Heaven for me.
Freed from suffering.
And card pack. See.
Well, like the only thing you should focus about, maybe not the only thing, but one of the things that you should focus about when playing this deck, and that's probably the same scenario as the person I was having class on like yesterday, because it was also the very same neutral haven, is how to use the Tin Soldier. Because judging when to go face with the Tin Soldier and when to save his body is really important, and it will just make the game wins or loses, like depending on how you use the Evo points. So always try to think ahead how you're gonna finish the game. So if you want to finish the game with damage, more likely than not it's gonna be 3 damage to face. Also Garu does. So always estimate how much damage you can put out in this turn, in the next turn, or with the entire hand you have, and how your opponent can disrupt it or how he can heal from it. Because sometimes you will go all in and win, just because he won't be able to defend. So that's how it goes. Other than that, just keep in mind the Goblins, Mermans, and the Angel of the World synergies. Because it's really important. Like, people will mess up from time to time, playing a 1-drop and then not having a follow-up. Obviously, in some matchups they will go all in because of the sheer power, or they will get lucky and they will draw it. But more than not, if you do not have a follow-up, it's better to not just play a 1-drop then, because it's gonna be in vain. So no, if you have another questions like for the ending right now, then feel free.
Well, I mean, as I said, I just had some super crushing games yesterday against D-shift decks who gambled around, not even like they've just played their giants as big bodies, and when I played D-shift, I kind of did that too here and there. So it's a thing you do against aggression, I guess. So I really wish to play against the D-shift deck now, and nothing. Also, I mean, yeah, just be aggressive against D-shift is, well, obviously, and I'm favorite anyway. So I guess I maybe just had an unfortunate hand. And I mean, I already asked all my questions, and it was mostly about gameplay again, and yeah, I mean, the Tin Soldier thing, and especially the 1-drop. I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, actually, mulligan-wise, if I have a lion in my hand at the start, I mean, you said if I have Eagleman in my starting hand and like no 2-drop, but what if I have lion in my hand and no 2-drop? Do I also mulligan the lion, or do I keep him because he's even more insane than Eagleman in that sense? If I get also an amulet, or do I hard mulligan for a 2-drop instead of hard mulligan for the lion? Because the games yesterday, I also tried to hard mulligan for the lion.
Okay, so to be honest, you just hard mulligan for the 2-drop. And the thing is, even if you have Lion in your hand, it does nothing. If you do not play neutrals, and then if you do not play amulets, like you do not draw them. So it already requires 2 more principles. Like Eagleman is just a body, while Lion have additional effects with amulets. But if you miss your 2-drop versus any deck that's mid-range aggro, that means you're falling behind in tempo. Like, going second is already falling behind in tempo, because, well, obviously your opponent can play his creatures first, but if you, for example, are going second and do not play your 2-drop, and your opponent will play 2-drop and 3-drop, then on your turn 3, he will play in something, then he will play his third creature, and he will just continue pressuring your face. So it's really hard, and sometimes it's impossible to come back in the games with this deck where you miss the 2-drop. And you have plenty of 2-drops and some 1-drops, so you should always be able to find them. And the same goes with the sword. With the swordcraft, like the current iterations, missing a 1-drop and a 2-drop means you're just gonna lose, because if sword starts aggression on the turn 3, usually most of the decks will be able to contain this aggression and just stop him. So you always want to have a 2-drop. And the Beast Aria, if you have a mana curve, something like Beast Aria, 1-drop and 3-drop, you can keep Beast Aria, but only then. Like, playing Beast Aria on 2 is most of the time inferior than playing a creature. Because
yeah, that was my next question. Are there situations where I play Beast Aria on 2 instead of a 2-drop?
Well, if you have 2-drop, then always play a 2-drop. Like, there is no case where you want to play Beast Aria over a 2-drop, because Beast Aria doesn't create the pressure immediately, doesn't deal with your opponent's board, and sure, the Beast Aria is powerful, and the effects are great with Garuda and Lion, but people who, for example, shift from Seraph or from Aegis, they just think the Beast Aria is perfect play too, because it's perfect play too in Aegis, it's perfect in Seraph, because these decks do not have too many creatures to create board presence, and the Beast Aria is already giving them creatures. Like, for 2 mana, they will get 2 value creatures that can trade with opponent's board, but with the neutral, you are the one who pressure opponents, you are the one who have... Your deck is mostly consisting of creatures, like the amulets can be treated as creatures as well, to some extent. So if you play a creature every turn, and instead of doing that you would play Beast Aria that will produce creatures on the future turns, then, well, you will have really good future turn, but you do not have a beginning. So you just want to start being aggressive from the start as soon as possible, and then finish up with your cards. So Beast Aria is fine if you have 1-drop. It's fine if you are trying to mulligan for something. So if you have like Beast Aria into 3-drop into 4-drop, sometimes you can risk it. But if you happen to draw another 2-drop, then it's always better to play a 2-drop, the Beast.
Alright. That were all my questions in regards to Shadowverse. Now I have actually another question in terms of Gamer Sensei. Do I just give you like a sort of thumbs up, or is there also some sort of review I can write or something? like, would you also prefer one over the other, or
Sorry, can you repeat?
on Gamer Sensei,
Huh? Yeah.
the page, I obviously give you a positive review because you helped me out a lot. But do you want me to, like, I don't know how the page works. Do you want me to write, like, make a written review that says some stuff, or do I just give you like a thumbs up, like a 5 stars or something? Because I'm just looking at the page right now, and yeah, how would you prefer it? Actually, I think you can only give stars if you write something to it, right?
Yeah, so it's like writing something and then rating stars. Well, just feel free to describe how you feel, or I don't know.
But that has to wait until Sunday because after the session I'm gonna be busy and tomorrow as well. So I'm just telling you, not that you think I won't give you like a review or something.
Nah, no problem.
So I will, yeah, on Sunday I will do that.
Okay,
Just
fine,
in case
thanks.
you won't be worried that I, like, am an asshole, so to say, after you also went through trouble with this other thing for me.
Yeah, so thanks for doing so.
Yeah. Alright. Then I guess that's it. Thanks for your time and helpful insight.
Yeah, so best of luck in your games. And good luck. Like, feel free to message me on Discord if you have any troubles or anything. So.
Alright, I can do that.
Yeah. So
Then have a nice weekend.
yeah, you too. See ya.
See ya.
Okay, so that would be it for the session right now. Yeah, I have to close the window out, whatever. And well, for anyone watching on Facebook and Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook, then you can obviously go on my fan page and order a coach on Gamer Sensei, or sign up to the Beigum University, because Beigum University is alternate project, so Beigum University is mostly free, where you can find free coaches that will just help you to get better into game or just understanding or such. And Gamer Sensei, if you want some personal lessons, you can order them. And then there's Gamer Sensei, which I just routed into the Twitch. So, well, to all watching, also have a nice day, nice weekend, and see ya. Thanks for coming.